The first thing I think you need to do as an offensive line coach is have a philosophy of what you want your guys to be. The first thing we look for when we're recruiting, when we're evaluating our players in practice, is the first thing is great effort. Okay, I talked to recruits and I said, son, you're 6'5", you're 300 pounds, you stand out like a sore thumb because you're a big guy. All right, you should stand out like a sore thumb because you play with tremendous effort. We're looking for effort in everything we do, and the drills we have that I'm going to go over here in a minute will show you how we try to incorporate that. The second thing I talk about is attitude, and I don't know that it shouldn't be the first one. The longer I'm in this business, the more I figure out that the kids that have the right attitude about this game will be successful. The way they carry themselves. When you go into a school recruiting and he hands you a limp fish, I'm going to walk out the door. Okay, I want guys who have an attitude of toughness. Your attitude about the way you're going to walk into the meeting room, the attitude the way you're going to go on the practice field, and of course the attitude you have on whether it's Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, that you're the baddest son of a bitch that's ever walked that field. And that's looking the guy in the eye and letting him know it, but it's an attitude. The third thing is toughness. It's both mental and physical toughness, and it's harder and harder nowadays for us guys who are recruiting. These kids aren't real mentally tough because they're told how great they are when they're 15 years old, and that makes it hard on us. It makes it hard on you high school coaches too, I'm sure. But they've got to learn to be mentally tough, and it's our job as coaches to push them past what they think they can do. To be physically tough is, this is a violent game. You're going to get beat up. There's going to be bumps and bruises, but you got to be able to play. You can't make the club in the tub, okay? And to be a physical finisher, to be a tough finisher. And the fourth thing is knowing what to do. Knowing what to do is a two-way street. It's our job as coaches to teach the alignment, the assignment, the technique, and all the little things. But they've got to be willing to come in on their own, and Cap has a great plan. He talked about that, of coming in on their own, studying, doing the test. The greatest example of that I had was a kid named Ben Jones. He's a starting center for the Tennessee Titans now. Signed Ben as a mid-year kid. He comes in, and in January I'm out on the road recruiting. One Sunday afternoon he calls me. He said, Coach, he said, I need the code to get in on the computers before iPads. And I said, Ben, what are you doing? He said, listen, I want to start watching film and learn what we're doing. And I said, Ben, I'll be off the road in another couple weeks. We're going to start meeting before spring ball. You'll be fine. He said, no, Coach, I want to know what to do. That kid started as a true freshman, started all 4 years, and been in the league for about 5 now. So these four things, effort, attitude, toughness, knowing what to do, that's our philosophy, and I think that's a good one to live by. Buck Nystrom played at Michigan State, great O-line coach. Back in about 1991, he came to Auburn to do a clinic when I was a GA, and he ripped my shirt off doing all the drills. But he talks about football as a game of movement, leverage, technique, striking ability, and the state of mind. Again, that state of mind. It's a mindset. Tough guys. Okay? This is not a game for everyone. It's a combative physical game for only a select few. And then Coach Lombardi talks about it again. It takes a special kind of man to play on the offensive line. He must have determination and the mental discipline to practice the various blocks constantly. He must be dedicated to perfection and recognize that perfection can only be achieved through the drudgery of practice. It's not easy. There are no shortcuts to success in football. The individual who tries to find them will lose his way, okay? So basically, it's a mindset. Basically the title of this talk tonight is talking about being our basic fundamentals. How do you run your drills? It's not rocket science, it's just the basics. So the first thing we'll do, this is from Coach McNally back in the days of duck demeanor drill. As you can see, when we move, everything's going to be sharp and crisp. We're going to shuffle side to side, we're going to kick on the angle, we're going to post, we're going to duck back and go. So now you can see a better angle of it here. Everything's sharp and quick. Getting our movement. I start every practice with this every day. This incorporates all the movements we're going to have in practice or on the game. The next thing, the first thing that's going to get you in trouble most of the time on the inside zone, we run the inside zone about 60% of our plays, is your first step, all right? Your first step. So we get on the boards and we're going to take that first step, all right? And it's just a slight angle step, all right? And then we'll take the first 3 steps, all right? And you'd like to have their pads down a little lower. And we'll do that both ways. 1 step, 3 steps, 3 steps, and then we run the boards. All right? So when you're evaluating the play, why is it not successful? You're not taking that first step. And I'll do this the first couple days of spring ball, the first couple days of summer camp, and then we'll get into where after our duck demeanor drill, we'll just go right to the boards. All right? And now we're just training our feet not to cross over on the inside zone. Training our feet not to cross over in the inside zone. And I want them coming off the ball. The next thing we'll do is get a defender over here. We've done it on the air. Now we're going to take the same steps and do a reach block on the left side, and it's a down block. Because backside, we're going to cross over when we're cutting somebody off. So what I'm doing is I'm incorporating two drills right here. Center left guard, left tackle, blocking inside zone. The right guard is a pin pull, right tackle is a pin pull, he's blocking down, and you'll see the guy playing over the top. If a guy plays front side of us on the inside zone, okay, we want to put our, first of all, slight settle step, shoot both hands underneath and inside, and press the guy, okay? We're pressing the guy, covering up with our hats on the play side number. Back here on the right side, we talk about foot to crotch, hat to the V of the neck, strong with our outside arm. When he goes to play over the top, he should be fighting over the top, we keep him pinned. And then the effort part of the drills. We're sprinting back on all these drills. So here you can see this is a down block by the left tackle and left guard. All right, step foot to crotch, hat to V of the neck, strong with the outside arm, the guy starts to play over the top, and then we're talking about playing with effort. Here's the left guard and left tackle just on the reach block. Settle, cover him up, the play side number, 2 hands underneath and inside, press him. Sprint back for effort. So now, as you evaluate what you're doing in practice, all your drills, do you see it on game day? That's what I want to see. So here is a down block by this left tackle. Okay? He's going to step foot to crotch, hat to V of the neck, strong with the outside arm, and we're running the pin pull scheme. And what I like right here is he's 20 yards away and finishes the play. Effort. Effort. Stupid effort's what I'd like. All right? Again, so we'll just evaluate the down block from the drill we just did. He's stepping foot to crotch, hat to V of the neck, strong with the outside arm. Coach, I got that same penalty, except mine is probably more of a clip. All right? But I bitched at the officials also. So here, same block, foot to crotch, hat to the V of the neck, strong with the outside arm, keep him pinned. And these guys had as good a defensive line as they are in the country this year. I can't say that with you, Cap, here. Now, so we did the down block. Here's the reach block. Let's see if he's going down the board, putting his hat play side, shooting both hands underneath and inside. And let's keep pressing this guy. He gets thrown off here at the end, but initially that's the drill. So that's your down and reach drill. That is when a guy plays front side of us. What do we do if the guy plays inside or plays back side of us? This drill is called my angle board combo. Left tackle, a guy plays inside of me. Left guard, a guy plays inside of me. We're running a zone scheme. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to settle and we're going to lift. And we go shoulder forearm, keeping our outside arm free, pumping it. Pumping it. Okay? And again, we've got these boards. If you cross over, the combo will get split. What we tell them on the front side of a combo, or on all our zone combos, front side of a combo, never cross over. Back side of a combo, you sell the farm. You're getting the movement on this block. So here's a right guard and right tackle. He's blocking a B block and a C block backside, and the guy's just playing back. Right guard and right tackle, working front side, settle, lift, keep your outside arm free, pumping it. Center. So what you can see is the organization of the way the drill rolls for us. We'll go 2-1-2 here. So now, angle board combo. Watch both guards. Settle, lift. I like what the left guard's doing, keeping that outside arm free. Backside of the combo, let's get the movement. Let's really drive through. Their center could keep on driving. Even more effort there. All right? So that's our angle board combo drill. Next drill we'll do is a T-board drill. All right? This drill right here is a great drill for technique, all right, but it's also a great drill for conditioning. We are very fast in this, okay? We're going to end up getting 4 reps. There'll be three lines going, but there'll be 4 reps. Offset left, T-board right, down lineman. Then to the you go right and left, and then you'll do it versus linebacker. So you're going to sprint about 80 yards in a short period of time. So this will gas them, all right? But this is like a zone play, and the guy's really tight to you. The wider the guy is, the deeper we'll bucket step. But the tighter he is, we're just a little lateral step and drive him off the board. Okay? On the other side, it'd be more like a deuce block where we're blocking down. But again, we're teaching them to sprint back. All right? And if this sucker don't sprint all the way back, we're going again. And it's amazing how fast that second group will go after that first group has to repeat a couple times. So we'll go offset left, T-board right, down lineman. Offset right, T-board left, down lineman. Here's a better picture of it. One thing, when you're looking at your lineman from behind, you shouldn't see their elbows. Elbows in tight, thumbs up. All right, and we're pressing them. We're pressing them. And sprinting back with effort. So you see we'll do it both ways. And then game day. Guys tight, just a little settle. Staying square. His feet got out of whack after the first couple steps. But it's a good job of coming off the ball. So then we'll do it versus linebacker. Now you got to carry your pads lower for a longer period of time. Offset left, T-board right, linebacker. And what I want to try to emphasize on this, do not squat on linebackers. Sure, you'll have to lower your hips and settle just a little bit, but I want to teach guys to run through backers. There's nothing more embarrassing than a 300-pound guy getting stuffed by a 205-pound linebacker. Let's run through these freaking linebackers, okay? Take your shot. So here you can see how the drills run. And we're sprinting back. And I do not want to squat on linebackers. So here's an example of it. Danny Isadora is with the Vikings. He T-boards right, climb, and go cover him up. So all these drills we've been doing was boards. Now let's see if our feet are trained not to cross over. So, you know, we'll do this. We'll just line them up, reaching right. Guy plays front side. See how their feet are. Are you playing with a good base? Are you shooting both hands underneath and inside? Are you getting your hat play side? We want to cover them up, play side. Now in the center, as you know, the nose guard, he's closer to us than the guard and tackle. We're off the ball in our alignment with our guards and tackles. But the center, you're on the ball. You're there. So we allow him to cross over on this. But really, it's not as much a crossover as much as we're going to drop step and take our back foot to his far foot is our coaching point, okay? And then we're going to try to get that left shoulder underneath and press the guy. The same thing on an 18-inch cutoff, what we talk about is we're thinking about there's a spot 18 inches from him, and we're going to run a 40-yard dash through that spot. So now we're going to drop step, and we're going to take our back foot to his far foot. If you go too flat, you cross over and you get washed down. So that's the way we drill that. So you can see how we're doing it to the left and to the right. And we'll go 2-1-2 here on this, and it's rapid fire. Okay, so now on game day, what we got? Left guard, just our basic reach drill. Or do you have a good wide base? Okay. Backside guard on the cutoff. Drop step and go to rip that left shoulder underneath. That's a great drill you had a while ago, Cap. Ripping underneath, that combo drill you were doing. But that's the same thing we're trying to teach right here. Right here, the right guard. Drop step. He's sort of shuffling right here, but I'd like to see him bring that right foot a little more. But he gets the right shoulder, right arm underneath and displaces this guy. 62 here. Okay. Now, one of the thing I spend the most time on working inside zones, all our zone combos. Every day we're going to do zone combos. And we'll do it where the guy's just in A gap, all right? Right guard, we're going to settle, lift, backside, let's sell the farm. Our angle of departure for this right guard is based on where this linebacker is, all right? If the linebacker's wide, he's more on that angle. Really, we want to lay the board down one man past him, all right? So we settle, lift, and displace the guy. So that's the way we work that. So here it is on game day, same drill, same block. Your front side, it's the same drill we worked a while ago individually, the angle board combo drill. Settle, lift, press the guy. There we're running the RPO. Now, next thing, we had him static. He's just attacking that gap. Now he's moving. How do you handle it? If a guy plays backside of you, keep that outside arm free. Guy plays front side, two hands underneath and inside, and we press the guy. So now game day. We're working this combo here. They loop out. The guard's taking the same steps. Now shoot both hands underneath and inside. Center's going to sell the farm. The guy's out. He's gone. Climb. These two guys do a pretty good job backside on the B turn. Okay, now we're running to a 3 technique, and he's playing pretty static. A little bit. If anything's hanging out, I want that center to shove it over. But right guard, both hands underneath and inside, press the guy. Here we are versus a 3 technique. Get movement right there. So the drills we're working in practice, you see it on game day. That's what we're wanting to see here. Now a double between a right guard and right tackle. The guy plays outside, both hands underneath and inside. Right guard shuffles over, climbs. So here we're working a double. He plays outside. Go climb. Cover up the play side number. Score. Guy plays inside. Same concept for this left tackle. Guy plays inside. Keep your outside arm feet free. And we're climbing. Backside of the combo, you get the movement. You blow him up. So here it is on game day. We're working a double. Backside guard's blowing them up. Getting our 2 steps in the ground. Getting movement. Backside combo between a center and a guard. The guard's going to settle. He's going to check A gap. According to where his backer is, he's going to get more vertical. Knock it upfield. It's backside guard's trying to get his shoulder underneath. He's trying to get that second step towards his inside foot and press the guy. So here we are running inside zone to the right. Settle and lift. Let's get movement coming off. What do you do when the guy loops out of there? Center's going to do the same thing. Settle, lift. He plays front side, 2 hands underneath and inside. He goes away, climb. Right here, we knew they were blitzing backside. We got a backside blitz call. So the center's sitting here waiting on him. I'd like to see this left guard climb earlier. I think Coach McNally back early, I think he's in camp. Where's Coach in here? Anyway, there was something on the internet, and he was showing how they shuffled over on the blitz. Hell, we did it all year. But it's better when they're coming this way, all right, and you're shuffling. But this guy, he could do the same thing. Shuffle over and climb. All right, good patience by this backside tackle, taking the most dangerous. Now just a backside B block. Your front side of a combo, don't cross over. Your backside of the combo, you can cross over. Drop step and let's press the guy. Let's force the guy north and south. Here we are, get the second step in the ground. Settle, lift, and let's get moving on that backside B block. What do you do when the 3 moves? Same stuff. All these are the same drills we do over and over and over. The guy plays front side of me. All right, so I settle, I take 2 hands underneath and inside, I climb. Here's a good look at it backside on this B block. He pinches. Right guard, left guard's a little late. But he settles and lifts. Don't cross over. Get your second step in the ground. Climb. Same deal. 3 technique pinches. You see how important it is not to cross over front side of this combo by this left guard. Now he can shoot both hands into him. Okay, so that's all our zone combos. You can't spend enough time, if you're a zone team, you can't spend enough time doing it versus, I start out day one, they're just playing straight. Then we have them looping out. Then we have them pinching, getting all the movements. We spend a lot of time on that. I know it's real simple, but I think that's football. All right, our gap combos. A lot of similar coaching points that we're going to settle for any inside move with our inside foot, and it's just a lateral step. For the guard on the deuce block, we want our outside foot to go to his crotch. All right, so we settle, foot to crotch, we lift him. All right, we do a gallop step with this right tackle. I think Coach was doing that a while ago at Penn State. All right, where your lead step, gather, and climb. All right, and we're going to teach these guys the same thing. What I talk about is, Coach was saying, block him regardless. Go to put your hat on the backside number and cover him up with your body. All right, so we run through the cylinder of the guy, but put your hat backside, and then you just lock on if he goes over the top. If this guard plays inside, go settle, lift. 3 technique plays inside, and we're still doing our gallop and climbing, putting our hat on the inside number or the backside number. So here's an example of it on the one back power. The deuce block, settle and lift. I'd like for this left tackle 73 to stay a little more square. And then just climb straight up, but we're putting our hat on the backside number. This is an A-gap hitting play for us. Now on the tackle, when we teach on our tray block, instead of foot to crotch, we tell the tackles we want to settle and take our outside foot to his inside foot. Right? And we want the center to come on, the tight end to come on down on this. Because we feel like we got, there's more chances of him running through on this. We're not going to stay on this block quite as long. All right? So that's the different way we teach our tray block and our deuce block. Now last year we didn't even have a fullback, so we didn't get into a lot of two-back power, but this is a two-back power blocking scheme. We'll change our one-back power scheme up a little bit and get some tray blocks. But the important thing we felt like was to settle, get your outside foot to his inside foot. Now, I'd like for him to put that hat inside, just like Coach was talking about, and cover him up, run through the cylinder of the guy. All right, when we talk about our gap combos between the center and guard on an ace, there's different ways you can teach your center. You can do the rocker step, just settle and stick that foot in the ground. What I've tried to do over the years, because I got split on when we would rock, is I tell them it's a near foot ace. All right, us two comboing up to a backside backer, and he's going to stick his foot in the ground. I want them both to stick their foot into the ground at the same time. All right, and lead step and get movement. This is just our sprint draw that Coach Rick loves to run. So here. And this step's got to be vertical. It can't be behind him. So I'm talking about stepping up and over the line. The center really needs to load this right knee at right foot a little more and press up on this. All right, so that's our ace block. Here, all right, so here we're working the ace. They showed movement here, and we just worked up this backside backer. All right. We're working a king. We're working a place side gap combo here with the center and the tight end and the tackle. So that's basically a tray to 53. Just a different way of blocking the one back power that I stole from you. Here's the ace on our draw. Good job by the right guard. I think you see it better on this clip. All right, stepping up with his left foot. Working to shove him over, and then this climb. This play should have hit just right there. Okay. Now, when we're teaching pulling, there's two ways we pull. One's a traditional pull to trout. The other's a skip pull that Coach talked about it. Here's the way we teach it. All right, we're all on our boards. I've got the dummies over here. I'll blow the whistle, and they're one step. On that one step, I want to see them rip their left arm back, their left elbow back, and point the toe down the board behind. I'll blow it again. They'll do the same thing. On the third one we're running, I'll give them a number. I'll show a 1 or a 5, whatever, where they got to get their eyes up to see who they're pulling for. But this is a traditional pull to trap, all right, or to pull to someone outside the box. So this is the way we drill it. So now everybody's got to go hit their number or hit their bag. Doing the same thing to the right side. I think I got it. Here it is to the left, one you just saw. And we're sprinting. The one thing, I try to get my guys to run in practice. Big guys don't like to run. Get them to play with effort. Now here we're sprinting. Now, does the same thing you teach in drill show up in practice or on game day? So right here, the right guard, he's 6'5" and about 360 right here. All right? But there's no wasted motion. He's got his mental weight on his inside foot. If a guy's false stepping, tell him to take that big toe and just dig it in the ground. He wants to put that weight, load that weight up inside. He's going to rip that right arm back. You can see how his toes pointing behind the board like we had a while ago, and now we're running. That was a thing of beauty. True freshman. Here he is again. Same thing. You see our down block, but here we're pulling. See if he's no wasted motion. He's ripping it back. Now we're running. Okay, so now that's pulling for someone outside the box. Now if we're pulling the trap, pulling the other way, he's at right guard now. What I tell them on our counter, what Coach was talking about a while ago, we pull the trap, we react to the log. Pull the trap, react to the log. So here he is, same thing, ripping that elbow back, foot's pointing down behind the line, and he's going for a kick out. Old boy missed about 2 weeks with a concussion after that play. So here it is on game day, pull the trap, react to the log. So Wisconsin, they wrong shoulder here, so you're going inside out tight, now just force the log. Now here's the way we teach our skip pull. And I teach them the skip pull to the right and left. I have all of them do it. What we talk about is stacking our first foot, opening the second foot. And it's just, you got to have a little rhythm to do this. But this is the way we drill it. Okay, that's the way we drill it. So here, he stacks the first foot, it shuffles over. The reason, as you all know, you do the skip pull or the square pull is to keep your shoulders square on the linebackers, on the A-gap hitting play for us. So here it is on game day. Danny's skipping, staying square, running inside out. Like Coach talked about, hugging the deuce, being tight off that 3 technique when you skip pull. Okay? So right there, men, that's our basic run fundamentals. That's our basic plan that we try to do. You can't do every one of them, but we try to do all these drills, part of them on a Tuesday, part of them on a Wednesday. We're going to do zone combos every day. That is our deal. Now, when you get into pass protection, I think the first thing you got to start with is your sets. All right. On our sets, what we try to do is teach the guy to get our outside eye on his inside eye and cover him up with our feet. Get our outside eye on his inside eye and cover him up with our feet. So right here, here's the way we drill it. Post set. Okay? Then I'll get a shade inside. All right. Now, when the guy's inside, you got a little further to go. I want to post set, get nose to nose, and work for inside leverage late. But the main thing is covering them up with your feet. All right. Now, they're inside eye and react. So a post set and react out. post set, and react. Then, just a normal 3 technique. You've got him where you want him. You got him where you want him. Your outside eye on his inside eye. Cover him up with your feet. Then we'll take a slight kick set, and the guy reacts inside. So now we'll start with that outside hand, and now we kind of come back with our inside hand. Cover him up. Then we'll do a jump set, our play action set, or just a normal jump set. All we want to do is give them the illusion that we're run blocking them. We want to close space on the guy. So for the first 3 steps, it's 1, 2, 3, shoot hands, make him think it's a run block, and then it just becomes a combo drill. Just latch on. And then we get wide rushers. So as you see, here's the way it goes. Head up, post set. Post set and react. No, it's just now he's inside post set. Post set and react. And this takes about 2 minutes to do all these drills. Slight kick set. Kick set and react. React to the motion, or the movement. Jump set them. And then just set on the angle. Setting on the angle. So that takes all our sets. We'll warm up right when they're doing special teams. We'll warm up doing this. We'll go down the line doing touch punch. If you don't have one of these bags, I recommend you get it. All right. And we change it up every day. But there's not many times that you're going to get just 2 punches in. You know, everything's going to be individual hands, and I know they're going to talk about that tomorrow in great detail and do a great job. We were talking about it at dinner tonight. But this is a great tool to use, moving your feet and striking. Moving your feet and striking. Just giving them different things to do. And I'll go down on the top one, go back on the bottom one, and then we'll have just different drills that we'll do. All right? It's just teaching guys how to strike. Teaching guys how to strike. The movement part of pass pro, coaching points on this is we want to break down like a linebacker. We want to get big eyes on the target, and we're going to shuffle. Definition of a shuffle, if my right foot moves 6 inches, my left foot moves 6 inches. But I really want to press off the back foot. Press off the back foot. So it's just a mirror drill. Just a mirror drill. And you can see guys who have body control and who don't in this drill. So here it is on game day. Right guard, he sets, he's inside, now he's back. Mirror drill, just movement, just the movement part of it. The bull drill. We'll start this drill, all right, we'll break down like a linebacker. We'll put our hands outside as the offensive lineman. The defender's got his hands inside, all right? As the old lineman, I'm going to replace and get my hands inside, and then he's going to bull me, all right? And we're going to pop, pop, pop. And now we're going to start getting our cleats in the ground and controlling the guy. So I'll blow the whistle. We'll replace hands. Pop, pop, pop. And now fight it. Stay on off your toes, getting all your cleats in the ground. So game day. Who we got here, Coach? 63. So he post sets on this guy. Pop, pop. That's the drill. It usually happens. Used to, I would have him bull you back and then pop it late. But when you pop it, usually it's pretty early in the snap, in the drill. So here's the left tackle. He's sitting on the angle. He bulls, pop, just to regain leverage. All right, just a straight bull rush. You can see how it works. Get your hands underneath and inside. Stay off your toes. Regain leverage. Push-pull. Great body control drill here. This is, for example, where a guy comes off and he tries to bull rush you, then he snatches you. Or bull rushes you, then he swims you. Okay? This is teaching core strength. You know, again, we break down like a linebacker. All right? We put our hands behind our back. Defender's got his right hand on his neck, left hand on his shoulder, and we'll bull or pull. I tell them to treat it like you got a telephone pole right down the center of your body. You got to have great core strength for this drill. All right? When the guy, and you're going to fight pressure with pressure. When he pulls, I sink my ass and work my feet up into him. When he bulls, I try to find a back foot and arch my back and fight it. Who we got here? The center. Here's an example of why you need it. He comes off, bulls, and then he goes to snatch. That's where you really got to set. You got to set him down. Fight pressure with pressure and stay under control. Okay, and then, so we've done the mirror, the bull, the push-pull, now combo drill. What we do with this, we start out just like it's a play-action pass. We're going to jump set them short, side to side, backwards and forwards, putting it all together. Fight pressure with pressure. You want to control this drill as an offensive lineman with your hands and your feet. If he's going to my right, strong my right. Going to my left, strong my left. And shuffle your feet. All right, both the left guard, left tackle. All right, they go jump set this guy. It's a play action pass. Both of them are jumping them. It's a combo drill. You tell me, Cap. Where did he drop the ball? No, he dropped the ball. I was going to kill the kid. Okay, same thing. Jump set them. It just turns into combo drill. So the drill we're doing, you see on film, and that's what we want to do. All right. Then, what do you do when the linebackers come from depth? Everybody wants to duck your head. Everybody wants to duck their head. I want to try to teach these guys how they can strike, keep their head back, their knees bent, and do the same thing. You can stop them if you get your hands inside and strike the guy. So here's an example. The right guard, they blitz this backer. And really I just like that because he threw the guy out of the bar. He didn't really do the drill, but he threw him out of the bar. So, and then punch away. What we're trying to do is just teach the initial punch. You're never going to get a chance to just punch, but you can strike your hands in there when the guy's close. If a guy gives you chest, take it. If he gives you chest, take it. So here we're just trying to teach strike, a 60% to 90% strike, keeping our head back. You can see if the drill's working, if this guy's head's sort of popping back. Pretty good job by this kid right here. So we start to drill, we're locked up, we press away, strike. Okay, and then we'll lock it out on that last one. So here, again, you're not going, if your hands get, what I say, if you get it in, leave it in. So right here, just time it and strike, and I love when they do that. I don't know what move that is. Again, just striking, getting your hands to the breastplate quick. Okay? You know, I think one of the most important things, like I said, getting your hands on them quick. This is a good drill here. I call it A to B. All right, I'll go 2 from an up stance and 2 from the down stance. I tell the defender, he's got a Louisville Slugger in his hand, knock his head off. When I blow the whistle, knock his head off. How quick can you get your hands on the guy? And we're taking our hands from point A to B. We're not going A, C, B. We're not dropping our hands. We're just trying to get them from point A to point B as quick as we can and take a good set. All right? For the center, we'll go 2 from the right and 2 to the left. Who do we have here, Coach? So here he's setting, and just get your hands on him as quick as you can. Carry your weight inside a little more. There's a snap count. A lot of times I'll blow the whistle. I'll just blow the whistle or set hut. Again, the left guard, just how quick can he get his hands in. There's been a lot of times I teach that inside hand to the near tip of the shoulder pad. I've got more, sometimes we'll get turned doing that. I've got more where we're to the outside hand to that far number now. But you can see how quick he's getting his hand from point A to point B. There's no wasted motion there. And if you can get that near tip of the shoulder pad and control it, you got it. You got it. All right? And I learned this drill at Cincinnati. I got here years ago, and the year before they had a fifth-year senior who would 1, 2, 3, get it out. 1, 2, 3, get it out. Well, I inherited Gino Gaduli, who was a 6'5", oak tree. And he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, bam! Okay. But before they were just, if they stayed inside out, man, they got rid of it. You know, and so we're getting our hips turned. And you know, if you turn your hips, you're going to get beat outside or up and underneath. Okay. So we started doing this just to keep our hips square. I talk about, some people say keep your shoulders square. I talk about keeping your hips square. So you can see we got these 5 boards. We'll do it from the up and the down. Here's an example. If we can get 3 kicks in the ground square, our tackles, the pocket ought to be fine. The pocket ought to be fine. That's what we're trying to do. The next thing we'll do is go to the what we call offsides rush. So you see the defender, his left foot's on the line, his hand's up here, and he's trying to just clear his hips. What I tell these guys is you're setting back square and you're taking that outside hand to that far number. If you don't hit that far number, you're not exploding back. You're not loaded up and getting out quick enough. So you can see how we work this drill. So that's just right down the line, one at a time. I'm blowing a whistle on this, going. All right. So here you can see an example of it. So here you get, and we're sliding. That makes it easy. But he's kicking the board. All right. That's going to keep the pocket wide enough where we can make a play. Here again, kicking the board. If we get 3 kicks in the ground square, we're going to have a good pocket. I'm talking about these tackles. And that's a good example by 78 here. Okay, and then what do you do when the guy up the field and underneath? So I do that same set, because some guys will get out of control, or they don't have their inside hand ready to go. So now my inside hand's ready, and what I talk about is laying heavy hands on them. Let me go back. You can see the way the drill rolls. So right here, this is a good job by 52. He kicks back, guy rips inside, heavy hands, lock them out. So right here, we're kicking the board. He comes back inside, boom, I lock him down. That's what we're looking for. And then, I'm going to finish up with this, with our twist, and I know some others are going to talk about twist. The main thing I talk coaching point on twist. Number 1, stop the penetrator. Number 1, stop the penetrator. If you stop the penetrator. If your guy loops, attack the penetrator. Simple as that. Guys, it's a pleasure to be here. We've got the greatest profession in the world. I love all my coaches. I've had a lot of great influence in my life, and I appreciate what you guys do, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.
To extend a thank you to Coach for allowing me to speak tonight, just like everybody else that's been up here. It's a tremendous honor. It's kind of the mecca, so to speak, of offensive line clinics. I was a high school coach 10 years ago and attended way back then, once when I was at Wyoming, and now obviously this evening. But watched a number of DVDs, all those sorts of things, but I wanted to share a quick, funny story first. So I get a phone call in January from Coach Wiley saying, hey, would you be interested in speaking at the Cool Clinic, which obviously, Coach said earlier, what a tremendous honor. Initial reaction is no, and just me, wanted to try something different, said yes, and Coach says, now before you say yes, though, for sure, I want you to know something. There's going to be 300 or 400 O-line coaches. You can't be up there now bullshitting the whole way through this. We're going to know if you're bullshitting. So, Coach, hopefully I make you proud. But what I'm going to talk about is inside zone philosophy, how we do it at Utah. First and foremost, that's not necessarily the way that it has to be done. This is what's worked for us. I'm going to show you, I think it's 6 drills that we do. Everybody obviously wants more and more individual time. I'm going to show you a drill we do every Tuesday of game week, a drill we do every Wednesday of game week, and then 4 additional drills. But and following each of those drills, I'll show you some game clips of like Coach just spoke about. It's one thing to have all these great drills, but if they don't show up on Saturday, all you're doing is wasting time. So again, this is not saying that this is the exact way it has to be done. The great thing about this clinic is when everybody breaks here in a little bit, I hope to share ideas with you guys. Some of you guys will come up and visit with me and say, hey, have you ever thought about it doing this way? And shoot, I don't have all the answers. So if you have any questions as I go through this, feel free to raise your hand and have a question or a suggestion. Shoot, I'll take it. So let's go ahead and get started. So at Utah, and I know again, there's different ways to run inside zone. We are a downhill, vertical, inside zone team. You're going to see our running back on these clips. When he gets that ball, he wants his shoulders downhill, facing parallel to the line of scrimmage, okay? So that being said, when we are looking at our zone combos, and Coach just talked about coming off on an angle, which again is different ways of doing things, I believe that we want to create a new line of scrimmage. And so any of our covered linemen, if it's a 4-down front, it'll be our guards, or if it's an odd front, it'll be the center. That second step is going to get vertical. Everything is going and to create a new line of scrimmage, and that you'll see how it marries with our running back while he inserts into the hole. That being said, I believe that it's important to explain the entire concept to the offensive line. They're going to know that inside zone can hit anywhere between the front side B gap to anything backside. And I'm going to show you some clips here that the line knows where that ball should hit, and they're going to change their splits accordingly. Okay, we're going to go ahead and widen out maybe with our tackle against a 4-down front, because that just created a nice running lane in the B gap. Against an odd front, that front side guard and tackle might widen out, because that's going to create a nice A gap running lane. And again, most defensive linemen, they're told, hey, you line up on the outside shade of the tackle. So if that's a 4-down defensive end, that guy's going to line up outside. If I'm a right tackle, he's going to line up even further outside. That just did us a favor, okay? So we have not ran into a situation where a team has noticed in the middle of the game or right before the snap, hey, it's inside zone because their tackle is got a wider split. We have enough variation in what we're doing that we'll play around with our splits. Like I talked about with the vertical push, the second level timing, I believe in taking that D tackle, moving him vertical to the linebacker. If that linebacker wants to sit there, we should go ahead and take that D tackle and put him in the lap of the linebacker, okay? If that linebacker wants to trigger, okay, whichever side of the combination block that's taking place, 4 eyes are on that linebacker, and that'll tell you which guy is going to come off the linebacker. And if both linemen, okay, have their eyes on that linebacker, it'll also tell the guard, and you'll see some in a minute, guard or center, which guys should stay on the D tackle. So again, different philosophy, but that's just what we have done and what we've been successful with the last few years. Okay? So the running back, his read, okay, against an odd front is to read that nose. Okay, so if you look at this from the backside, okay, Coach Erickson was our running back for 3 years at Utah. My first 3 years, did a really nice job. Our running backs know, okay, where their read key is, so to speak. And so against this odd front, okay, he's going to know that he's going to insert. And you can see, as I go through this, I'm not going to point out every single one. Sometimes same side, tight zone, sometimes a little bit wider. Maybe he'll bounce. We try to disguise it as best we can. But you're going to see when the running back takes that ball from the quarterback, his shoulders are vertical, okay, to the line of scrimmage, and that'll correspond with the combination blocks I'll show here in a minute. Okay, so talking about that nose, he plays the front side. Our running back knows to insert backside of him. Again, another odd front here, okay. He's going to take that ball, shoulders square, okay, and depending on where 97 is, that'll tell him where he needs to go, insert, and hit the hole. In the odd front, that was the odd front. The even front, okay, we're going to look at the lower shade or the one tech, the A-gap defender, whatever it is. So when he takes that ball, okay, that is his first initial read in terms of where he should insert. Okay, this guy's going to play front side. That'll tell the running back he needs to cut back, okay, behind the one technique. Along those same lines, if that guy were to play front side, or I'm sorry, stay in the A-gap, now he's going to hit front side. Oops, sorry. So again, lower shade in the 4-down front, nose in the odd front. I talked about a minute ago in our just a general overall knowledge of the scheme. Okay, our splits are definitely different. Okay, we're running inside zone to the right. This guy's going to go in motion. Inside zone to the right. We knew Stanford's predominantly an odd front. They get up to the line of scrimmage. These two guys are going to open their splits up. I'm sure this DN was told to line up on the inside shade of the tackle, and this guy's going to go ahead and be the overhang defender. So they're doing what they're told to do. Hopefully, by us understanding the scheme, we're going to go ahead and create some natural running lanes on the front side. Now, obviously, the nose played over the top, so he went backside. But you can see on the odd front there, and if it's a 4-down front, okay, again, we know our combination blocks on 99 and 50. Okay, that left tackle knows that ball, I don't know, less than 2% of the time is going to bounce outside, so he's going to go ahead and create a natural running lane in the B-gap by opening his split. Okay, and those are all just things that I think our kids do a pretty good job of just understanding where that ball is going to hit. Okay, it's not just about who I'm blocking, it's about understanding how that play is designed to hit. Okay, so like I had mentioned, we're going to go over a couple, drills. This is a drill we do every Tuesday, our boards and shoots. We have a whole progression, base block right foot lead, left foot lead, go on a 45-degree angle right, go left. We will go ahead and skip pole under the board and shoot. But this one, we're just talking about inside zone. It's an uncovered look. Okay, so typically it'll be for a center, but everybody will do it. Okay, so if I'm blocking inside zone to the right, and I have a 3 technique on that right guard, I am still going to go ahead and take a check step and look at that guy's near knee. If that near knee comes towards me, I'm going to look to overtake. If that near knee stays in the B gap, okay, on the snap, I'm going to go ahead and check and then climb up to the second level. Okay, and it'll be the guards, and Coach was just talking about, it'll be the guard's responsibility to keep that guy a B gap defender. Okay, so if you look at this clip here, and there'll be a couple different angles, but they're going to take a check step to the right and then climb vertical to the second level defender, and we'll talk about it in a minute, tight elbows, forklift punch, all those sorts of things. But for this particular drill, okay, after we go through all the progression, they're going to take a check step and climb vertical after they've checked the near knee of the defender. And I'll show you some game clips. Here at the end, you can do it initially with the linebacker being stagnant and just kind of taking it. These guys, it's just add another progression to the drill, trying to shake them off, all those sorts of things. But again, they're check stepping. Okay, here they go to the left. So we're blocking inside zone to the left. They check step, then climb vertical, shoot your hands. And again, we'll talk about that in a minute. The shoot is there, obviously, just to work the pad level and make sure that they're just not going through the motions and standing straight up. Okay, and here's another angle of it. Take a check step. The thing after looking at this, I'd like to see their eyes actually check and then climb, but it's the same idea. Okay, they're blocking inside zone to left, check step, climb. Okay, and here's some clips of it. So we're going to go to the left here. You're going to see 55. They're thinking a combination block on the left guard. He's looking at this near knee right here. If that knee disappears, okay, he's going to go ahead and climb up to his stack that he called out pre-snap. If that guy stays, ideally, and I'll show you one here in a minute, I'd like that center to eject him over the top, I call it. Okay, or Coach just talked about setting him over the top, same thing. We're all saying the same thing, just different ways. But you can see his knee disappears. He's now going to climb to the second level. Be under control, tight elbows, forklift punch, all those things that we'll talk about in a minute. But this is a drill we do every Tuesday as part of that progression of the boards and chutes for our inside zone. Most times it's for our centers, okay, just on the fronts that we typically see. Okay, we're running to the left here. You're going to see the center. Check this near knee. If that thing stays in the B gap, he's going to go ahead and climb to the second level. Okay, now here I'd like him to climb a hair sooner, but going back to the initial belief, I believe taking care of the down guys first, and so if I'm going to err on making a mistake, I want to control the first level defender first before going to the second level defender. Okay, so if he's going to be slow to go, I'd rather him be that way than be quick to 11 and 91 pop back over into the A gap. Okay, and again, same thing. Stays in the B gap, check step, climb. Okay, here's one where 66 stays in the A gap, eject him over the top, and then climb. Now 66 happens to come back underneath, but again, going back to the first thing we talked about, that's the running back's read, the lower gap defender. Okay, but it's a good job by the center here, ejecting and then climbing if something's in his gap on the check step. Okay. All right, so that's our uncovered drill. Okay, so every Tuesday we do that progression. On Wednesday, okay, we'll go ahead and use the crawler sled, and like I talked about, we are going vertical. Okay, so we're going to get the two-man sled out. We're going to have one side blocking zone to the right, one side blocking zone to the left. Balanced stance, we're going to be in a check step, and I want that second step vertical, and a big theme that, again, just what I believe in, not saying it's right. I always talk about rolling the hips. I want to cut the distance down in the run game, okay, between my guy and the defender. I believe if your butt's out the backside and that guy goes side to side, my eyes are down, my body's going to follow. So I believe in rolling the hips, unlocking the hips, whatever buzzwords you want to use, okay? And so that's going to be a recurring theme for the rest of this little presentation here, okay? So if you look at the sled here, there'll be different angles. This isn't anything revolutionary, okay? I believe in having a set number of drills and repping them, make sure they show up in the game, but you can't, in my opinion, have 50 drills and get good at them. Okay, so this is something that's been around forever. Okay, you're going to see they take a check step, second step vertical, play side arm free. So the guy on the right's blocking zone right, guy on the left's blocking zone to left. Now I don't like how his shoulders turn. I could probably critique every one of these guys over and over, but really good job. Second step getting vertical, eyes up on contact. I don't like how 54 is there, has his eyes down, but again, punching. And I'd be up for debate to talk about this. Some of these guys will punch. Some of them will go ahead and flipper. To be honest, I let them do whatever they feel most comfortable with just based on their individual strength level. Okay, some people might be very adamant about doing it one way. You're going to see him do different ways. I don't like how his eyes are down, but you can see his play side arm is free. So he's blocking zone left, zone right. And again, everything is vertical. Second step vertical. Okay, he false steps here like Coach was talking about a minute ago, but really good job here by 69. Check step, second step vertical. Roll the hips, run the feet. Okay, and again, it's got to show up in practice. Okay, so we're running inside zone. They have a combination block. I'm going to take a check step with the left guard here with his right foot. Second step, get vertical. Okay, I'd like to keep his right arm free, but you can see his second step is definitely vertical. We'll do this on air, on a line, just to let them see a visual to make sure that they're getting their second step across the line. Okay, here it is on an odd front. Check step by the left foot of the center. Second step vertical. Okay, they called this the point. Okay, play side arm be free. Okay, and again, just working, I believe, getting vertical push, not playing on an angle, playing side to side. I want everything downhill on inside zone. Not saying it's right, just what I believe. Okay, this is a really good visual here from the backside. Check step, Second step, vertical. Okay, really good job keeping his play side arm free. Okay, 4 eyes on the linebacker. Okay, he knows he can stay on because his guy goes backside. It's a good job, just no hurry to get to the linebacker. Okay, always take care of the front line guys first, the first level defenders first. Okay, here you're going to see again, the center never comes off because his point goes backside, continues to work vertical. If I'm going to nitpick the center here, I don't like how his play side arm is attached, but he is getting vertical, and he never comes off. 4 eyes on the defender, or the second level, okay, but push the first level defender. Okay, now these next 4 drills, okay, can all apply to these 5 points, okay? I'm always looking, and Coach just talked about it. If you're looking at your linemen from behind, you should never see their elbows. I want tight elbows. I want to work a forklift punch, okay, which will come from underneath, as Coach just talked about, just another way to say it. Always pad level is imperative. Like I talked a minute ago, I want to unlock my hips, okay? I want to try to... I'll just say unlock my hips. I use another term in practice, but this is being recorded, so I won't say it. Okay, and I always want to run my feet. Okay, keep my eyes up, run my feet, try to step on their toes. Okay, the first one here is this med ball toss. Okay, and again, these are all drills, as all of us have. Okay, it's probably seen these other places. Okay, but this is just a medicine ball from the weight room. Okay, they got tight hands because they got to hold that ball, and what I'm looking for here, and there's a wall right here that you won't see, but as when I say the cadence, I want to see these hips roll, okay? And the thought process with the medicine ball is that's going to trick your mind or your muscles, I hope, to go ahead and really exaggerate rolling the hips. This middle one isn't as good. Okay, there's going to be better ones on here, but they're going to have that forklift punch, roll the hips, okay, and explode out. Okay, bringing the hands through. It's a nice, you could do this drill. The kids can do it. Coach Cap talked about earlier drills that the kids can do in the summer. They'll do this drill in the summer. It takes no, shoulder pads, no helmets. This is an easy drill for them to do on their own time as well. Okay, this is a better one by the middle guy. Okay, again, roll the hips, over-exaggerate it. Okay, this is not as good. I don't want to pick it up and chest pass it like in basketball. I want to bring it from the bottom. Okay, and roll the hips through. Okay, a couple different angles here. Okay, and you want to see it show up. Like I said, there's only so many minutes at a practice. Everybody wants more, but you got to make sure the stuff shows up. But this is a really good job by the left guard unlocking his hips. Okay, he makes contact. Okay, and he tries to put his thighs, okay, or his hips on the defender. Okay, you want to make sure that the drills show up. You're wasting your time. Okay, this is really good by the forklift punch, probably the best one I could find just based on the camera. But you can see exactly this demeanor right here is no different than him holding that medicine ball, okay, punching inside, and a good job straining, rolling the hips. Okay. They called the point out here, so the tackle's going to come off, but really good example of you don't want to see those elbows. Okay, I have a view from behind. Okay, that means my elbows are tight. Hands got to be tight then. Really good job running off the ball, rolling the hips. Okay, this is a good one here. No elbows, you'll see tight hands. If I pause it right there, okay, it's no different than him holding that medicine ball. Okay, forklift punch, tight elbows, good target, roll the hips. Okay, band runoff. Okay, same thing that I was talking about before. I want to try to unlock the hips. Okay, tight hands, elbows tight. Okay, all the things that I had with the little check marks a minute ago. Okay. The reason behind this, I got this stretch band from the weight room. He's yanking back, and I'm over-exaggerating wanting to roll my hips. The ball is here for the tight target. Okay, forklift punch, you'll see 73 does here, and all he's doing is trying to resist. Okay, so that when you take that band off, my hope is, and my belief is that those hips should unlock faster because now he's no longer having to fight against that band. Okay, good job running the feet, eyes are up, and again, trying to put your hips on the defender. Okay, again, not a great punch here. It's not a chest pass, punch from the bottom. Okay, but you can see that band being stretched, which forces him, okay, to really work to get his hips there and try to cut the distance down. Like I said earlier, my belief is if there's a bunch of air here, those defenders aren't going to just stand there and let us block them. Okay, they're going to try to shake you off, and if there's some distance there, okay, good chance of being off balance and falling on your face. Okay, and just a different angle. Okay, same deal. Okay, really good job unlocking the hips here. Need him to hold the band a little bit more. It's not like he's a horse jockey. He needs to hold on to that thing, but really good job unlocking the hips. Okay, and again, make sure it shows up. You can see the right tackler, his hands aren't very good, but you can see the distance when he makes contact. Okay, there is no air, no separation in there to get thrown off the block. Okay, now if his hands are outside, he could have some issues, no question. But in terms of rolling his hips, running his feet, it's a good example here. Okay, again, really good job, straining, trying to cut that distance down between him and the defender. Try to have the hips touching. Okay, good forklift punch from underneath. Okay, and running the feet. Is anybody else upset that the ball wasn't handed off? Me. Okay, this is from game this past year, but a really good job rolling the hips, running the feet. Defender drops because of a blitz. You're still running after the defender, closing that distance, sinking the hips, rolling the hip, running the feet. It's a good one here by 54. Really good job cutting down the distance. Okay, a couple drills here with no equipment. Again, another drill that they could do in the summer on their own. Okay, the strain drill. They're going to start in a good run block demeanor. Okay, you're going to see the first time through here, I'm going to go ahead and assist their hips. Okay, trying to roll the hips, trying to put theirs on the defender. Okay, they're going to explode up through the defender and run the feet. Okay, now I can't remember if it's on this one or another one. Eventually I'll have the defender try to shake them. Okay, but again, really trying to cut that distance down, really making the emphasis in the drill to really unlock the hips, roll the feet, roll the hips, run the feet, try to step on their toes. Okay, this is just from this past spring. Some of these are better than others. Okay, but a really good example here, explosion. Okay, we'll do this drill at any time we're in a camp just to try to check explosion of some players. Here it is from the backside. Don't like that a couple of these guys are on their toes, but you get the idea. You have the defender just leaning on them, dead weight. I'm trying to explode through and roll the hips. Okay, really good explosion. I don't like that his heels are off the ground, but it's a good job running the feet. Okay, want to make sure that, again, it shows in game. Okay, good forklift punch, rolling the hips, running the feet. It's a good job, like I said, sometimes we'll redirect. This is a good example of redirecting. Good forklift punch. This defender tries to play off. 68 does a good job cutting that distance down, trying to step on his toes, sustaining the block, and finishing. Okay, so really probably one of the better examples that I found. Okay, good job. Again, it's all about effort. Coach just talked about it. You can have the greatest drills out there, but if they're not going to do it with effort and finish, it means nothing. You're wasting your time. Okay, and the last drill here, obviously we don't connect on our punch at all times. Okay, so many times we go ahead and miss. So this drill is kind of the progression of the last one. Okay, exploding through, but now I missed on one of the punches, so I'm going to come underneath, okay, regain leverage. Nothing's changed in terms of the hips, the feet, okay, and now the defender has gone side to side to try to go ahead and sustain the block. Really good job unlocking the hips here. Okay, and again, this is just simulating missing on the punch, okay, coming back underneath, regaining leverage, and getting back into the proper demeanor. Okay, and again, just some examples of it from actual game. Okay, 77 here misses, okay, regains and keeps his feet moving, runs his feet. But again, maintain leverage, missing on the punch. It's a good example here again. Good battle, misses, comes back underneath, rolling the hips. Same thing, same kid, reoccurring issue. Okay, but misses with the left, regains leverage by replacing the hand. Okay, good job here. Okay, so that is our base inside zone. Again, I know I went through this fairly quickly, but our base inside zone philosophy, okay, getting vertical, trying to create a new line of scrimmage. Now we have a little bit of a wrinkle. If you look at our film, we're probably inside zone over 65% of the time. Any installation, that's the first thing we're going to do is inside zone. It's probably a little bit of a ego thing, but I think that you can find a way to run inside zone against anyone. Okay, we have a little variations as well. So if we have a 4 down front, for example, and I'll show you some clips of it here in a second. We'll go ahead and man scheme it, so those combination blocks, rather than it be right guard and center working vertical, we'll go ahead and allow the guys to fold and pull around, okay, against a 4 down front, against an odd front, and that, I know the college game is different than the NFL, but we've been fortunate enough to have some pretty good running quarterbacks against an odd front. We'll go ahead and rather than read the C-gap defender, we'll give a signal to the quarterback that he's now going to read the B-gap defender and go ahead and read that 4-eye, and nothing's changed for the O-line except for the guy that's arcing around. So if you look at these first couple ones are against a 4 down front. Okay, normally a center would come up, okay, and call point to 12, and they would work this combination block up to 12. Okay, these guys would work the combination up to 42. The more experienced guys that I've had, I let them do it on their own. We talk about it, during the week. But rather than these guys combination block, they'll just go ahead and turn it into a man scheme. You can see it's independent of the backside. They're still zoning. Okay, but this is just a call they made because that one technique was so tight, just using the shade to our advantage. The running back? Yeah, because he's still reading this one technique. Yes, sir. Yep. So there is no, and we haven't ran into any problems, Coach, but we don't have any communication to the running back that, hey, we're folding it on this particular play, other than throughout the week of practice, we've been working on it because we were expecting a 4 down front. But even out of the pistol, we would still. he would still come front side, and he should be able to see, hopefully, right in front of him. Okay, that was a front side fold, and then on the back side here, same deal. Okay, it's working independent. They're going to go ahead and fold the back side. Again, it's just a little wrinkle we do against a 4-down front. Okay, I think many of you would make the argument that you might want to hand the ball off again, but that's a whole nother issue. Okay, but they've just changed. They just make a call during the or at the line of scrimmage to go ahead and man scheme that. No, he's still going to read the lower gap defender. Yeah, because by us blocking, if you go back to this, by us blocking down on this particular one, he stayed in the A gap. So that means, if you go back to just the true traditional combination blocks, if that guy stayed in the A gap, he should insert B anyway. Now we've just created a down block situation where now he's staying in the A gap. It's no different for the running back. Okay, and this was the backside fold, and then this last one here against an odd front. You can see the right tackle here makes a little signal. Normally zone read, they're reading the C gap defender. They make an out call to 31 here. So on paper, 68 should get up to this linebacker. However, that's going to be a difficult task with that guy in the 4-eye. So again, throughout the week, if we're playing a 3-down front, we know this is part of our ability to change things up. He knows he's now reading the B-gap defender. JJ slips here, but as you can see here, he knows he's reading just a way for us to still block inside zone, but yet have it against a defense that has 5 guys inside of our tackles. Not great. You'd probably like to run outside zone or something like that, but nonetheless. The tackle is blocking for the keep. Okay, so we're hoping, okay, that if this guy were to take the running back, okay, that the quarterback would keep it and he's blocking for the outside. If this guy played outside, okay, we're hoping that we can at least fall forward like we do here, that we can at least get a piece of that guy to spring him to the third level. Okay, but he's thinking he's blocking for the keep. So, but if there are any questions, like I said, I'll be around all evening. Would be more than happy to visit with you. My cell number's on there, email. Be more than happy to answer any questions you might have. Thanks, Coach.